the interior piece, period. That's all it is. It's add-on. It's Mr. Potato Building is all it really is. You can have it be a normal house. You can have it be a fucking climbing mountain. You can take all the cars off the street and you can hide them inside of an amazing structure. It doesn't have to cost that much, especially if we have literal, like, very efficient cities where people like me and you live simply and build shit. There's no reason why you can't do that. And not only can we put the garage in, we can put workshops too. We can do the garage on one side and we can do the workshop on the other side. I mean, we don't have to, but if you can take down 2 houses on a street, think what the people would do. If you could come in and with no upfront cost to them, you could build them a phenomenal community structure. But listen, you are now part of this international business. We don't own this structure. You do, and we do, and we're going to build another one.
Structures
A private,
faster than community.
It's a private structure owned by the people on the block. It's a corporation or subdivision of a corporation, privately owned in a public company by the people on the block. There are conditions of being an owner of the stock in that company, being that you live on that street, or that you live on one of the streets, which is converted over to this system. You knock 2 old houses down and you change the street. The workshop in the basement of every one of these is enough to completely remodel the entire block, increasing the value of the block monstrously. They're block houses. My dad rents tools. I'm going to do the same fucking thing. But I'm going to build franchises, lots of them, and I'm going to put them in communities. I call it Mini-Mead. That's my code name because of Mead Supply. People can get rid of most of the shit that they own. It's better when you can go into, obviously, a square piece of land somewhere. But, of course, a lot of the great pieces of land, let's say all of them, have been taken up by cities.
Yep.
I mean, I still believe that in the middle of California farmland, I think you could go into the jungle and, well, no, we wouldn't do that. But you could go into the jungle and sort of like putting something under a person's skin. You could sort of lift the jungle up and put something under, like an 18-foot cavern, 3,000 feet long, fucking extruded and fed underground. There's this point, you know, which the different types of sediment separate or whatever. Sediment differentiate. Sedimentary differentiation. I just like to rap practice. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't know why you do that, though. But I want to go into Delaware Park someday and literally dig it all out.
No, they won't allow you.
Oh, well, if you come here with $1 billion and bail out a fucking mayor or you buy people's votes, huh? But you wouldn't necessarily have to. How about this? When it's done, it's exactly, well, the starting point of our design perspectives is that when it's done, initially, it looks exactly like it looks now, except for there are 3 15-foot tall stories underneath. There are no cars in the surrounding neighborhood because they all exist under the park, absolutely under the park. Okay, now I'm proposing, of course, that we get rid of the golf course and we turn it into an amazing fucking park-topia, like a sick fucking park. And if you have the money from an international business, if you're a software fucking billionaire or something, it's not really that hard to do.
Yeah, but then that makes it Delaware Park brought to you by...
No. We don't have to advertise anywhere. People know what we've done. Our name goes nowhere. We don't put our name on it. People know that we did it. That's all. That's enough. It's like selling food in the store with no name on it.
You should have just stopped at the garage idea.
No.
You know why? Now you just
I don't even know what idea we're talking about right now. Bring me back to the idiotic idea that I'm talking about.
No, because I don't want to go back there. It's an idiotic idea.
We'll leave it soon, but
I'm not even listening to yourself speak.
Of course I'm not listening to myself speak. I'm trying to fucking speak and be real. You think you can listen at the same time? You ever try to read what you type while you type and try to type as fast as you can type when you're not reading it? Of course I'm not listening. I'm speaking.
I know exactly what I'm typing.
What do you think I have a fucking record for? Why would I be listening to myself? I'm talking. I'm thinking.
You have a record so you can hear what you say.
I'm speaking what flies through my mind, but I'm not going to look at it. I could be dead before anybody looks at it if destiny is kind of negative relative to myself. What was I talking about? We'll leave it. In under a minute.
Putting a structure under the park.
Oh. Just saying we could do it, and I hate the golf course. That's we're about 20 seconds in right now. We could do that. I hate the golf course. We could get rid of all the cars in the neighborhood. We don't have to advertise our name anywhere on the project, and it could just be a straight-up philanthropic gift. Some people don't have it be like the Alexander Graham Democracy Center. Some people just have, like, Delaware Park. By anonymous.
It's like you can never just settle on one idea for a little bit.
That's not my job. I'm building a business where me and other people like me are able to work with other people who are interested similarly but are builders. And I'll become one of them. I will switch to being a builder. I can use my hands. I have fucking brain and skills, and I'm a builder. But you can't really do both. If I bring myself down to earth and start reducing these ideas to practice, I'm going to separate my brain from this insane theoretical reality. And that is the only real super special value that I have.
How are you doing today?
It's worth a lot because I had a very rough morning, and a few people have at least listened to me speak. I still think that we're going to make water bottles shaped like construction materials, like bricks. Like Fiji water almost looks like a brick. I'm actually going to sell bricks. American Kids, there's going to be nothing on the label. You're going to be able to turn inside out. Or you just take the label off, erase it, and use it on your printer to make a book of pages that used to be labels. You can actually take the ink off of the label and reuse it to print whatever the fuck you want. It's one piece of paper that can continuously reuse its own ink. It's got a little bit extra, of course, because to
Then that wouldn't be too smart to have on a water bottle, saying that the ink would have to be water soluble.
It's not gonna. No, it's the machine. It's magnetic. It's purely magnetic. These are microscopic magnetic particles that cannot be removed except for by the machine that they
Cutting magnetism.
You can sell this as a construction brick. Now I want to sell it so that it goes to people around the world who have nothing. Maybe I want to sell it to Americans who will buy a bottle of water.
There goes Lila.
I mean, there are people who want to buy, who won't really buy bottles of water because they think it's ridiculous because you can just have one bottle and fill it up at home, right? People who absolutely won't do it. If, on the other hand, I know you're not listening, but if that water bottle corporation were really proving to people live every day that they were taking the money which came from the water and building something absolutely spectacular, then that would be a different story, wouldn't it? You could get to the point when you were the world's absolutely predominant water bottle supplier saying, listen, this is a means of generating massive sums of money and being able to deliver one bottle of water and construction material for every one bottle that you consume in the first world.
Listen to your father.
You know what it actually costs? You know what we might do? We might just install a giant double-scale...
23 cents.
We're going to install a double giant-scale V2 rocket in every fucking city, okay? We're going to filter the water right there in front of their faces and give it to them, two bottles, two big-ass bottles for $1. One, of course, goes to the third world. We filter it right there. We take tap water in front of your eyes instead of a giant rocket statue. We filter the fuck out of that water. Now, there's going to be a holographic windmill on that rocket. I'm kidding. We could have a transparent windmill device that was spinning around the rocket as long as it didn't smash and
Transparent's
kill
a bad
or critically.
idea.
Well, I know. That's why I like it.
I'm stuck on column windmills.
Because we can do that. You could, if you need capital, of course. And for me, capital means making a film that convinces people that you can surpass Ben Franklin. If you can't, you're trash. You know, if I'm not what I imagine, I'm trash.
Oh, I know.
I'm a fucking waste of a couple $100,000 and a piece of fucking Caucasian trash. I'm just another fucking Caucasian slave. So you go out and you actually go into every city in the world and you build a giant fucking statue. Everybody remembers you. Everybody drives by the futuristic, transparent V2 rocket. It says, these motherfuckers give us water that we can see and we know is insanely well purified. But it comes from tap water. The cost to bottle this water is almost
There's
nothing.
a waste of money.
If you do that, you could have people would be there 24 hours a day for the rest of history. They'd come to that rocket. They'd hang out. You know, it could probably open like this. It'd be an umbrella, too. It'd be an umbrella rocket. So it could open up in really bad weather and protect them. People would always be there. They'd be getting their water. They'd be standing there talking to people. There'd be a water boiler, and they'd be able to make their own fucking espresso. If you're not a member of the fucking Aqua Rocket, you know, if you're not, it's called V2O. If you're not a member of that international business, then, you know, you can't use the things that are there. You can still buy a bottle of water. You can still get a refill. But to actually buy one of our rockets, you have to become a member, like on CNET. They want you to become not CNET, Amazon, PayPal. They all here's an easy way to become a member. You know, start using our services right away. Well, you'll come up because the rocket itself costs $870,000. You're gonna put your thumbprint on it, and you're probably gonna sign up, and you're gonna get your own rocket, and you're gonna walk away. You realize that this company is, and there's of course massive Wi-Fi, right? Massive fucking Wi-Fi around these rockets.
This guy's correct.
Saying, we take all the money that you give us. You give us $1 a fucking bottle. You know how much money that is? It costs us 6 cents per bottle to give you the ludicrously purified water, right? Right? Supure. Not pure, Supure. Pure was supposed to be the sponsor of Justice. Justice is the hockey franchise. If I free associated until I finish all my ideas, I would absolutely guarantee you $1 million. $1 million. And nobody else is going to, I mean, unless you meet another super fucking weirdo, no one's going to give you $1 million just for listening. pure
You can't
justice.